right, let's talk about that weather that we're seeing out there today. It was a bit windy all morning long.
You know, we've got some active weather. We got some winds on the way. We've already seen those, as you mentioned, even early this morning on the way in. 2, 3 o'clock it was windy, and those winds are continuing to increase. We've got a fire danger that is elevated, and we now have fire weather warnings out for portions of northern Utah, and got a chance of some rain.
All right.
But it's a slim chance. So let's dive all into all of this here for you. We'll start with the fire alerts. That's right. We've got this red flag warning. You know, back in the old days, they used to call this a fire weather warning. Either way, it's a warning. It just lets you know that we've got those very strong gusty winds out there. We've got the dry air in place. You combine that with the dry vegetation all around the state and the warm temperatures, and yeah, you've got a high fire danger. So we've got that out in effect for eastern Nevada. We've also got that in effect for southwestern Wyoming. And yes, now across northern Utah, including Box Elder, Tooele County, the northern Wasatch Front stretching from Ogden down through the Salt Lake Valley, right on into Utah County and Provo. Again, be extremely cautious if you're going to be recreating outside and dealing with anything that could spark a flame or a fire out there, because if it does happen, it will spread quickly. That's what that fire weather warning means. So the fire risk is high. We've got those hot temperatures, the low humidity levels, dry vegetation, gusty southwesterly winds as mentioned, and that all comes together and peaks this afternoon. So outside right now, we've got blue skies. Look at that gusty wind. You can see the tree branches there blowing in the wind, the flag blowing. Not stopping that temperature though, even with some extra cloud cover. We're at 89 degrees here outside the studios. Now look at the wind gusts. We've had winds gusting up close to 40 miles per hour already in Salt Lake City, 36 mile per hour wind gust in Delta. We've had it up to 31 in Hanksville and 30 mile per hour wind gusts in Wendover. So these winds are gusty. They're gusty out there right now. Here, look at some of the current wind gusts along the northern Wasatch Front. 20 to 30 mile per hour wind gusts here stretching from Syracuse all the way down towards Centerville. Bountiful gusting up to 26 miles per hour right now. We've got winds gusting up to 24 in Lehigh, 25 Eagle Mountain, 21 in Spanish Fork, Springville, also over towards the Elk Ridge area. 27 mile per hour gust there in Santa Quinn. You can see some of those stronger winds stretching down towards portions of the West Desert as well. 26 in Milford, 24 mile per hour wind gusts in Enterprise, 22 mile per hour gust in Cedar City. Not too bad across far southern Utah right now, but I wouldn't be surprised to see those winds picking up as well as we go throughout the afternoon hours. And then notice they'll start to fade out as we go into the evening hours, but still some patches of gusty wind even tonight. And then heading into your Tuesday, we're looking at more breezy conditions expected across the area. As I mentioned, the humidity levels as low as 15%. That could drop as low as maybe 10% in some spots today across the north and northwestern half of the state. So we do have elevated fire danger as expected there from Cache Valley, the Salt Lake Valley, down towards the West Desert, stretching back into Nevada and also southwestern Wyoming. Could see a little extra moisture with some of that monsoon moisture trying to sneak in here in the green. So maybe not as high of a threat here for fires as you get towards eastern Utah, but still, either way, I would be very cautious out there. We're also adding in that slight chance, as I mentioned, of an isolated storm developing across the state this afternoon. It's a slight chance, but we've got a weak front moving by with some of this monsoon moisture that we're trying to tap into. And you can see we've had a lot of cloud cover over southeastern Utah this afternoon so far, and a couple of spotty showers. Those spotty showers will slowly try to drift north this afternoon. So portions of the I-70 to I-80 corridor, maybe up towards the Wasatch Front and Cache Valley as we go into the evening hours. It's isolated, so don't expect much. Maybe an overnight shower towards Moab, and then it's dry for your Tuesday afternoon, and that will continue right on into your Wednesday afternoon as well. In fact, if you're wondering what comes after Wednesday, well, we know it's Pioneer Day. So if you're looking at that forecast, looking dry with sunshine, mid-90s along the Wasatch Front, upper 90s to right around 100 in St. George. All right, speaking of St. George, we're going to go with 98 today. Again, that chance of an isolated shower or storm nearby. Otherwise, upper 90s and dry for the rest of the week. Pioneer Day looking dry, but slightly below 100 degrees. That is none of change as we head into the weekend. The Wasatch Front, mid-90s with an isolated storm today. Otherwise, mid-90s and mainly dry as we head towards Pioneer Day.